The Pittsburgh Steelers have just detonated a nuclear bomb across the NFL landscape, and the shockwaves are reverberating through every front office in the league right now. What you are about to hear is not speculation, not wishful thinking, and certainly not some off-season rumor that fades into nothing. This is happening. Ben Johnson, widely considered one of the most brilliant offensive minds in professional football, is reportedly headed to Pittsburgh in a blockbuster move that nobody saw coming. The Steelers organization, known for decades of stability and patience, has apparently thrown caution to the wind and made an aggressive, stunning play to secure their next head coach. If you are a Steelers fan and you walk away from this video right now, you will be the only person in your group chat who has no idea what just happened. This is the biggest coaching news to hit Pittsburgh in years, and the details behind this deal are absolutely wild. Here at Steelers Daily News, we have been tracking every rumor, every whisper, and every credible source connected to the Steelers organization since the moment speculation began about coaching changes. This channel exists for one reason and one reason only: to keep the Steelers Nation informed with accurate, timely, and passionate coverage of everything happening with our beloved Black and Gold. When news breaks, we break it down. When sources speak, we listen and report. The trust that this community has built together is something we never take for granted. And today, that trust is about to pay off in a major way, because what we are about to discuss changes everything about the future of Pittsburgh Steelers football. Ben Johnson has been the hottest name in coaching circles for multiple seasons now, and there is a very specific reason why every struggling franchise in the NFL has desperately tried to land him. His offensive system is not just innovative, it is revolutionary. The way he designs plays, the way he schemes receivers open, the way he creates mismatches in the run game, it is like watching a chess grandmaster operate while everyone else is still learning how the pieces move. Johnson took an offense that was considered average at best and transformed it into one of the most explosive units in football. His ability to maximize quarterback play, regardless of who is under center, made him the most coveted coaching candidate in recent memory. And now, according to multiple insiders connected to Pittsburgh, the Steelers have pulled off what seemed impossible. They have secured Ben Johnson in a move that is being described internally as a franchise-altering acquisition. The details of this reported deal are still emerging, but what we know so far is absolutely staggering. Pittsburgh apparently made an offer that could not be refused, a combination of resources, commitment, and long-term vision that convinced Johnson that the Steel City was his destination. Sources close to the organization are suggesting that the Steelers' front office has been working on this behind the scenes for weeks, keeping everything under wraps while other teams publicly courted Johnson and made their pitches. This is classic Steelers operating procedure, silent and deadly, moving in the shadows while the rest of the league makes noise. Art Rooney II and company have apparently learned from past situations and decided that if they were going to swing, they were going to swing for the fences. And right now, it appears that swing connected in a massive way. What makes this move even more electrifying is the timing. The Steelers have a roster that is absolutely loaded with talent on the defensive side of the ball, a unit that has carried the team through thick and thin. But the offense, the side of the ball that has frustrated fans for years, has been the missing piece. Imagine what Ben Johnson could do with the weapons Pittsburgh has. Imagine a system that actually utilizes every receiver, that creates explosive plays, that makes opposing defensive coordinators lose sleep at night. The thought of Johnson calling plays for this team is enough to send chills down the spine of every Steelers fan who has suffered through predictable, stagnant offensive football for too long. This is not just a coaching change.
This is a philosophical revolution for a franchise that has been searching for offensive identity since the retirement of certain legendary figures.
There are whispers coming out of the organization that players are already buzzing about this potential move. When word started circulating internally, the energy shifted immediately. Veteran leaders who have been waiting for a spark, young players who want to showcase their abilities in a modern system, everyone reportedly reacted with enthusiasm that has not been seen in years. This is the kind of move that changes locker room culture overnight. Ben Johnson is not just a schematic genius. He is known for building relationships with players, for getting the absolute maximum out of every person on the roster, for creating an environment where accountability and creativity coexist. Pittsburgh has always prided itself on having a certain culture, and adding someone like Johnson could elevate that culture to an entirely new level. Now, we need to address the elephant in the room. How exactly did the Steelers pull this off? The league is going to be asking that question for months. Johnson had interest from virtually every team with an opening, and Pittsburgh was not initially considered the frontrunner by most analysts. But that is exactly why this organization has won 6 Super Bowls. They do not care about outside perception. They do not care about what analysts predict. They care about winning, and they are willing to make bold moves to ensure that winning continues. The reported trade compensation and contractual details are still being finalized according to sources, but early indications suggest that the Steelers offered a comprehensive package that addressed every concern Johnson might have had about coming to Pittsburgh. This was not a half-hearted attempt. This was a full-court press by an organization that saw an opportunity and seized it. The ripple effects of this move are going to impact the entire AFC North. Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Cleveland just watched Pittsburgh potentially transform into a complete team with elite coaching on both sides of the ball. The division that was already brutally competitive just became a war zone. Ben Johnson going against those defensive minds in the division is appointment television. The chess matches, the adjustment, the creativity that will be required, it elevates the entire standard of football in the AFC North. Steelers fans should be prepared for some of the most exciting, most intense divisional games they have seen in decades, because when you add someone like Johnson to an already talented roster, you create a team that nobody wants to face in January. For those who have been following this channel, you know that we do not sensationalize for clicks. We do not chase every rumor that surfaces on social media. We wait for credible information, we verify with trusted sources, and we deliver news that you can actually believe. This story has been developing rapidly, and we have been working around the clock to bring you the most accurate picture of what is happening. The coming days and weeks are going to be filled with more details, more reactions, and more analysis of exactly what Ben Johnson brings to Pittsburgh. This is not a story that ends today. This is the beginning of a new chapter in Steelers history, and documenting every moment of that journey is exactly what this channel was built for. The Pittsburgh Steelers are making a statement to the entire NFL. They are not content with simply competing. They are not satisfied with playoff appearances that end in disappointment. They want championships, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to pursue that goal. Ben Johnson reportedly shares that same mentality, that same obsession with excellence that has defined the Steelers for generations. If this deal is finalized as reported, the Black and Gold have positioned themselves as legitimate contenders for years to come. The future has never looked brighter, the excitement has never been higher, and the need to stay connected to every breaking development has never been more important. This is Steelers Daily News, and we will be here every single day, making sure you never miss a moment of this incredible journey ahead.